meeting today with Diane Yent, and she has agreed kindly to do a video interview and discuss increasing social assistance and what that means. So thank you for joining us today, Diane. And the first question that we'd like to explore is, how have you felt punished by poverty?
Well, poverty has punished me because I live with my mom and my two younger sisters, and she's a single mom on social services, and so social assistance. And so when I applied for my OSAP and my scholarships and my bursaries and stuff like that, I got my OSAP and whatever. And when I started in September, they were taking $40 a month off of my mom's check because they were saying that I was getting living allowance, and I wasn't getting living allowance because I didn't have any rent or food at the time because I was still living at home. They refused to see any paperwork at all. They just said, well, we're taking $40 a month off your check for the living allowance. They did this for 3 months. And I felt punished because it was like I'm trying to escape that cycle of poverty, and I'm trying to do something good with my life so that I can move forward and hope that my sisters will follow me too. But it felt like they were punishing me for trying to escape that cycle and punishing me for trying to get that education. And there were times where I would just feel like, is this worth it? Like, is me getting an education being selfish because I'm taking money away from my family? And there were times where I would just be like, you know, it's not worth it, and I would want to give up. They eventually stopped taking the money off my mom's check, and so I stayed, fortunately. But there was a lot of guilt there in that time that I felt like I shouldn't be here because I was hurting my family, when really it was social assistance not supporting me.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. And when we were preparing for this video, Diane, you mentioned a story about finding a toonie in your couch. Could you share that story?
It was a while back. I think I was in grade 5 or 6. And I was cleaning the house, and my mom and I were cleaning up a little bit, and I decided that I would clean the cushions under the couch. And so I took off all the cushions on the couch, and I found a toonie. And that toonie was like my pride and joy, because for me it meant that we could go to the dollar store and buy garbage bags and clean the house. And that was important to me because I felt like if we had a clean house, then the CAS wouldn't come and take me away. So just that toonie, it provided me with protection, with comfort and privacy. In terms of the CAS, I think that they do target impoverished families, especially single parents who are in poverty, single moms. I find a lot of the time that they are targeted because they're looked at as not having enough resources for the family and as not being able to provide, and so they're huge targets for the CAS.
And you mentioned just that money was a means to protect yourself from the CAS, and how would you, Diane, be encouraged if people received more money from social assistance?
Well, I think that encouragement and motivation go hand in hand. When you give these people more money, you're encouraging them and you're motivating them to pursue their goals and to pursue their dreams. You're allowing them to want to get an education, to want to be employed, to want to actually have a life. You're allowing them to have a life. You're also allowing them better resources. We all know that a salad costs twice as much as a hamburger. They have better access to nutrition, to health. There's less stress on them, and that provides them with a better life. It provides them with more encouragement, more motivation to be able to better their lives.
And you mentioned, Diane, just about your own dreams of going to McMaster and what that meant, and that you almost felt like you couldn't give yourself permission to dream, and that going to McMaster was something that you didn't even believe could happen. Could you share a little bit about that?
Well, I've always wanted to come to Mac. I remember being little and and we would be in like my mom's friend's car, and we would just be driving, going grocery shopping or whatever. And we would drive past McMaster, and I always knew that one day I wanted to be there. That's what I said, I wanted to go there. And, but as I got older and I was realizing the money aspect of it, I was like, you know, can I really afford to go there? Is this really a reality for me? And it was a battle with myself saying, you know, this is what I want, but can I do it? Can I have the resources? Can I have the access to this? And it wasn't until about grade 11 where I started learning about, you know, there's scholarships if I can do well, there's bursaries, there's OSAP. Unfortunately, OSAP didn't work out because they took the money off my mom's check anyways, but grade 11 was when I finally found out that, you know, yeah, this is something I can do, it is a reality for me. But up until that point, I felt like I was stuck. I was going to end up on social assistance again, like my mom, and so it was just that cycle I thought was continuous, and that I wasn't going to be able to escape. But then I feel like I have escaped it, and that I'm on a good track now. But I think that social assistance needs to be raised in order for young people to know that they can dream and they can be allowed to pursue their goals and aspirations.
Thank you so much, Diane.